Do you know about the history of Cambodia? Sure, let me tell you, Santa. Cambodia's history is a rich and complex tapestry, marked by periods of immense power and cultural brilliance, followed by centuries of decline, foreign influence, and devastating conflict. Early history in the Khmer Empire, 1st to 15th centuries, Phunan and Chinla. The earliest known political structures in Cambodia were Phunan, 1st to 6th centuries, and Chinla, 6th to 9th centuries, which were heavily influenced by Indian culture through trade. This influence is seen in the adoption of Hinduism and later, Buddhism, and the use of Sanskrit-style alphabets. The Khmer Empire. The foundation of the Khmer Empire is typically dated to 802 CE, when King Jayavarman II declared himself a universal ruler and broke free from Javanese suzerainty. The empire, centered in the Angkor region, became a dominant power in Southeast Asia, controlling large parts of modern-day Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, and Vietnam. Angkor's Golden Age. The Khmer Empire's zenith was characterized by remarkable architectural and engineering achievements, including the construction of the iconic temples of Angkor, such as Angkor Wat and the Bayon. The empire's success was built on an advanced hydraulic system of canals and reservoirs that supported large-scale rice production, enabling it to sustain a massive population. Decline. The empire began to decline after the 13th century due to a combination of factors, including internal strife, external invasions from the Siamese, Thai, and other neighbors, and environmental issues like a prolonged drought that damaged its water management infrastructure. The fall of Angkor to the Siamese in 1431 is often seen as the end of this golden age. The Dark Ages and French colonial rule, 15th to 20th centuries, period of fragmentation. Following the fall of Angkor, Cambodia entered a period of decline and political instability, often referred to as the Dark Ages. The country was frequently caught in conflicts between its more powerful neighbors, Siam and Vietnam, and its territory was significantly reduced. French protectorate. In the mid-19th century, with the country on the brink of extinction, King Norodom signed a treaty in 1863 placing Cambodia under French protection. This marked the beginning of French colonial rule, which lasted for nearly a century. While the French protectorate ensured Cambodia's territorial integrity, it also led to the erosion of the king's power and the exploitation of the country's resources. Road to independence. During World War II, Japan occupied Cambodia, but allowed the Vichy French administration to remain. After the Japanese coup in 1945, a brief period of independence was proclaimed. The French quickly re-established control, but by 1953, King Norodom Sihanouk successfully negotiated Cambodia's full independence from France. Modern history in the Khmer Rouge, mid-20th century to present. Sihanouk's rule in the Vietnam War. After independence, King Sihanouk led Cambodia through a period of precarious neutrality. However, the spillover of the Vietnam War destabilized the country. U.S. bombing campaigns targeting North Vietnamese supply lines and a right-wing military coup in 1970 plunged Cambodia into a devastating civil war. The Khmer Rouge regime. In 1975, the communist Khmer Rouge, led by Pol Pot, seized power. The regime, which renamed the country Democratic Kampuchea, immediately began a radical social engineering experiment aimed at creating a classless agrarian society. They emptied cities, forced the population into rural labor camps, and abolished money, private property, and religion. The Cambodian genocide, the 4-year rule of the Khmer Rouge, resulted in a horrific genocide. Between 1.5 and 3 million Cambodians, nearly a quarter of the population, were killed through execution, starvation, overwork, and disease. The regime systematically targeted intellectuals, ethnic minorities, such as Vietnamese and Cham Muslims, and anyone perceived as a threat. The infamous killing fields are a grim testament to the scale of the atrocities. Aftermath and reconstruction. The Khmer Rouge regime was overthrown in 1979 by a Vietnamese invasion. A Vietnamese-backed government was established, leading to another decade of civil war. A peace process in the early 1990s, culminating in UN-sponsored elections in 1993, led to the restoration of the monarchy and a multi-party democracy. Contemporary Cambodia. Since the 1990s, Cambodia has worked to rebuild its economy and political structure. The country has seen continued political stability, although it has faced criticism for human rights issues and the consolidation of power by its long-serving leaders. Thank you so much for your detail.